open. Hope we drill through 6,500. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, this morning? I took a trade this morning. Were you on when I took that trade? And then it pumped right after the trade. Yeah, I got out. I get out pretty quick during oh, you had 2 micros on. You gotta, man, you gotta have that stop loss in there, dude. Like, I don't want to preach, man, but you cannot run naked. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to climb a tree buck naked. If you slip once, you're gonna rip your nuts off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's the point. See, when so let's talk about something for a second. Yeah, I know. Let's talk about why I have the volume range. Yes, it is. Your YSL is absolutely right. So let me just explain something. I'm not preaching or anything, but remember when I talk about the range I trade within, and if it's below that range, the box turns gray. If it's above that range, the box turns gray. And when the box is gray, there's no trade, right? Remember? And remember when you were trying to tell me, well, maybe you got to move your volume up to try and get more trades during the day. But at night, the volume is much lower. Do you remember when I was talking about all that stuff?
We were talking about how Fed Chair Jay Powell has sort of
I'm going to get to a point. I just want to make sure you're with me. Okay. So the point is this, and it's kind of my same speech I have over and over and over again, is I created this strategy and all the components within it and how they work together based off blowing hundreds of fucking evals, okay? And every time I would back test and find something, I would try and find a component that I could make work with everything else to keep myself from trading in that zone. So the forecast is more about, it's not really about finding the trade, it's about knowing when not to trade and being warned when not to trade. So in low volume during Europe and Asia, at a certain point, the volume is so low that any whale can come in and move the market in 30 points all on his own. So when the volume is that low and the gray box is on, that means you're at risk of having the market move on the next candle 4 to 5 times what the last candle did at any point. And so you're gambling on because there's not enough volume to react to it. You know what I'm saying? So if the box is not on at night, you cannot trade. If you noticed, I took my trade when the box was on, and when the box turned off, I tightened up my stop and got out of the trade. Now, if it would have went my way, that's great. But if it comes back, I'm taking my profit down and I'm up 655. And the only reason I know that is because I blew enough evals trying to figure it out so that everybody who shows up here doesn't have to buy those evals and figure it out. You can just watch the box. And if the box is gray, you just know that this is not a place to put an entry because it's unreliable. Now, there's so many layers behind what you see on the screen. People think that they can just put a few indicators on and figure out what's actually going on here, but it's 4 or 5 layers deep on everything that's working together and the information that's behind it. You know, so, and I tried to make it look as simple as you can for new people to get, so new people can show up, they can be at work, and they can follow it, and they don't have to understand all the work and they don't have to understand the concepts, people don't have to understand the algorithm, how it works together. All you got to do is know how to read it. It's the difference between a technician and an engineer. And that's how I tried to design the GUI interface of what's going on behind it. So when the gray box is on, you need to pay attention to what's going on because it's not a good time to put an entry in. Now, you get people come in and they'll take a trade when the box is on and it works out for them. And that's, that's good. I've got nothing to say about that. All I'm saying is if you take that condition and you spread it out over 100 times that condition comes out and you take that trade every time,
Is it
you're
actually
going to
more
be a loser.
polarized, or is it just we're getting
That's what that
insight into
means.
it?
It's
Because
not,
government officials are
it's a
willing, like
series
Governor
of
Meyer
trades.
just
It's
now,
not
to
just
come
that
on
one
and
trade
talk about
that
it
may or
because
may not be right. You may go 4 or 5 times in a row going against the forecast and be right, but the one time you're wrong, you just blew your account. So that's all that that's the methodology. I guess that's my morning preach. I had one yesterday about playing into the open. I actually clipped that, and that's going to be up. So I'm going to make a section for these little things that I talk about. Maybe I'll clip this one, because it's important, because that's why you got run over. You didn't have a stop in a place that was dangerous. And the whales fucking know if they got enough capital where they can blow that out 30 points on their own. And they know where the stop losses are, and they just buy them all fucking up, and then the market comes in behind it and it lifts their position. That's all that's fucking going on in the morning. And you can't predict a game like that in low volume. You can't predict it because they just come in, like reading the tape and order blocks and shit, like, or the order flow. Order flow is not going to tell you that there's a whale sitting with fucking, $100 million of contracts ready to go in on the market because he's studying what's out there already, and he knows he can move at 30 points by clicking a button. There's nothing going to tell you that that's about to happen. So that's why I don't like reading order flow. It's a fucking game, and I don't like it. Yeah, that's just me though. There's people who makes millions of dollars off order flow, and they have a way of doing it. It's just, I spent a long time on it. And I couldn't make it work for the way I think. I had to have something I could watch on the screen that made sense to me and not just come out of left field. And every time I was in low volume, reading order flow, it's useless in my opinion, because there's not enough information to make a decision, because one guy can come in and over liquidate the market. Like, often I look at the bid offer volumes and it says 100 lots. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. What you just said is what I was just talking about. They move it around. They play games. They have enough capital where they can play games. And then they'll move behind you and fuck you. So it'll look like this. Think of it like this, right? So I'm a fucking deer, right? I'm walking through the woods, a little bit of snow on the ground. Hunting season just came up. And I look over and I see 20 deer sitting around a big ass pile of corn, just having a good time. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go get some of that corn with those 20 deer over there. And I run over, I fill my mouth full of fucking corn. And then all of a sudden, all the deer around me disappear, right? And I'm the only one standing there on top of the pile of corn with a bunch of fucking corn falling out of my mouth. And then pow, pow. It was a decoy. And I just got fucking nailed by a 30-06 fucking 500 yards out from a tree stand. That's exactly what it is. That's why I don't play the order flow. I gotta clip that shit. Oh, that was a good one. And that's exactly what happened to you. That's exactly what happened. And the only reason it happened is because you didn't have your stop loss up. You see, I tightened my stop loss and got out. And then the move happened so quick that the cross didn't happen. If you look back, let's look at it. Let's analyze it. It's 1 minute till 9, guys. This is the candle you got burned on, isn't it? Right here. You got burned on this candle.
4 fingers curl, make sushi shape, then touch this. 2, then turn.
Uranium.
These 2 fingers, top to the bottom, make the sushi shape the more beautiful. 3, then.
I just want to confirm before I get into it.
3, 4, turn, same way. 5.
You're short 2 micros. I'm looking at this.
1 to 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the. I'm doing the. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the NQ. I took my trade on the NQ, but the ES, it happened the same. Let me go back.
And wherever it happens. I'm Joanna Bersace in
All right.
Vienna, and
So
this is
I just want to finish this thought and explain why I didn't get in the long after I took the short.
30 minutes till the start of the cash trade after an incredible reversal.
So on the ES looks exactly the way the NQ did. I took my trade on the NQ. So let me mark this out and I'll walk through this and I'll tell you why I didn't take the trade on the long, and I just decided to get ready for the day. And I started clipping out my videos. So right here,
The Doves say their part and help a rally this morning. John Williams.
okay, so right here was the short, right? Right here was the short, EMA cross in the red forecast cloud. Boom. So I didn't get this. This was my this was the cross candle confirmation. I waited until the 50 EMA. So I waited till it came back and it confirmed off the 50 EMA. Then I got in on this candle. So right here is where I got my short, right? And then I got out. I got out somewhere on this candle. I'm guessing this is the candle you got burned on, isn't it? This is the candle you got burned on? Okay, look at the volume. You see the candles I took my trade on were like 12, 1500, 2000, 23. This is very, very low volume, right? And I know that's why I got out. Now, when it switched back, it happened so fast. Look at where the cross was. The cross was still in the red cloud. That means that's an over volume. That's not a trade. It happened so fast. And look at the candle. It went to like 8 grand. So the candle before was 900, and then it went to 8 grand. Right. You see that? 900, 800, 8. So it times 10. So this candle. So a whale was fucking sitting right here. And he saw this low volume candle. He saw this low volume candle, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stop loss these motherfuckers all the way to the VWAP." And then that whale came in, created this candle, and caught everybody without a stop loss all the fucking way up and collected. You know what I'm saying? That's why in low volume, where during the normal trading day during New York session, all the candles will be at 8 or 9 grand. So it's nearly impossible for a whale to come in and 10x a candle. During normal volume, they can't 10x a candle. That's right. That's what happens in low volume trading. That's why I don't watch order flows. And during the night, if I take a trade during the night, my trade box is going to be on. I'm going to have enough volume. And then when I'm in, my stops are going to be tight. The green dildo, yes, yep. And then the tweet came, and the whales, yes, a trader here said, watch a tweet will come. Yeah. Yeah, they were all sitting together waiting for this low volume candle. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what I just explained. Yeah. They saw this and they're like, all right, here's our shot. And they collected everybody all the way up. And then what happened is once we got to the VWAP, everyone on the sidelines with dry powder said, fuck it, let's ride it. And then they made the whales money all the way up. They made the whales money all the way up. You know, and on the first red candle, probably at the second deviation of the VWAP is when they started selling. They probably sold right into this zone up here. They probably sold right into this zone. You know what I'm saying? So that's... But do you know how many times I had that happen to me before I figured the pattern out?
How much they owe. And one fantastic.
Yeah, what time? And I bet you got hammered on that one candle. All right.
Number, which Michael Ball, I know it's late, and we could expect to see chop there as well because of the government.
Got in at
With jobs more than double the expectation, adding 119,000, it's really difficult for the Doves to make the argument that we need another rate cut.
Yeah, it was a frustrating report. One, obviously, it's lag, so we have to put that in context.
Hey, anybody over on YouTube, hey, throw something in chat. I just want to say hi to anyone watching on YouTube. I'm trying to watch YouTube more. People are starting to show up there in onesies and twosies. Exit at 6564. So we're 65 right here.
You had something for everyone again, which keeps the debate
6564. So you got out at the top of that candle. You see what I mean? The whales knew what they were doing.
But Williams clearly moving the tape earlier. The market's looking for some sort of sign that at least it's going to be.
Well, what's 731?
Until then, we're going to have a higher volume.
What's 731 for you?
A higher vol we've gotten.
7:31 Eastern AM time.
Is that by this time yesterday, we knew all of this. We knew all of that. We knew all these concerns. Nothing changed. How much of this is just about positioning that's been built up?
So right where my line is I think is when you took the trade and got nailed. And I had gotten out before that. And the forecast said to stop trading when that low volume candle came in.
Based on sort of the dynamics of volatility and levels and trend. We were watching this last cohort, the CTAs, kind of sitting
Is that
right at the
right?
trigger point where they would probably unload a lot. Come yesterday, tape falls under its own weight. No real headlines.
Objective versus subjective is most of your strat. Objective.
CTA guys are the kind of notorious
Right.
sellers.
So I would explain it like this, Rexcon.
Dealers hedging is driving it lower and lower.
Objective, correct. So objective is you have to wait for you have to wait for the areas you have to wait for the strategy to reveal the entry opportunities. Subjective is if you've watched this fucker go by for thousands and thousands of hours, if you watch this fucker go by for thousands and thousands of hours, you kind of got a feel of what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the subjective part. The objective part is if somebody brand new who's never traded before downloaded this strategy, followed along while I was streaming, they would be able to make profitable trades if they followed all the rules. The subjective part is when you see me kind of add and take out and this other stuff based off just me watching the chart for so long. Does that make sense? Hey, Bildo. You're on Twitch. I don't get ads on YouTube because I'm subscribed. I'm on Twitch with my laptop and YouTube on phone. All right, cool. Hey, brother, thanks for watching on YouTube, man. I'm trying to get into the algorithm over there so we can get some more dudes hanging out with us while they're working. Cool. I appreciate you watching over there. I gotta kind of hire somebody that can help me figure out how to get in. Yeah, brother, man, I appreciate that, dude. Bildo's like double fisted. He's like got two. Yeah, he's like the dude at the party with 240s in his hands. Fucking going crazy on the dance floor. 240s of Colt 45, the fastest malt liquor in the galaxy.